Exercise 9, Jug Kettle. To create the Jug Kettle, first thing, new part, OK, and we'll rename the part Jug Kettle. So File, Save As, and Jug Kettle. Now the first step is what we'll have to do is we'll have to draw on the top plane a circle looking normal to it. Now that's looking normal to it. So a circle, and we'll get a line coming out from first quadrant over to here. So draw out a horizontal line, and when the symbol comes up for vertical, you can stop there and draw down a vertical line. That now makes that corner completely 90 degrees. Our next step then is to trim entities. If it's not up here, what you can do is go to Tools, Sketch Tools, and Trim is there. So what you do is for trim, is your power trim, is you hold down your left click, and you can see a faint little grey line on the screen. When that crosses over a line, it cuts it away. So you cut away that line. Next step, smart dimension it. So it's going to be of a radius 55, and that's that much done. So what you'll do next then is extrude that. So features, extrude, and you'll extrude it to 30 millimeters and tick OK. Rename it using clicking on it and F2, and we call it kettle base. Now on top of that, our next step is to start drawing the profile of the kettle. So what we'll do is select the top surface here, look normal to it, and we will go to our sketch toolbar and choose a circle, and on the origin we'll draw out a circle. We shall smart dimension that circle to a diameter radius 40 or a diameter 80, and tick OK. Now what I want you to note is that this will be the back of the kettle. We want to have a point up here for the spout of the kettle. So if you have a look at your notes, you just have to orientate your sketch. What we'll have to do is select our point and come down from to 6 o'clock here, and you'll see that it will automatically put it in line horizontal with the origin. It's vertical here just due to orientation, and click. Now mine isn't on the line there, so I'll just click on it and delete. So I'll just come in and put point there, and you can see the little cursor coming up. So you have your point put on. Now the point will be used later on for the loft, similar to that used with the profiles, say from the square base pyramid. So down there, and that's done. So tick OK. So next job is features, extrude boss base, 120 millimeters, and tick OK. And what you've done is you've dragged the kettle up there. So we'll rename that. Click on F2, kettle or kettle body. Now once that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to select that surface up there, and we're going to look normal to it. Again, this time we're going to open up our sketch toolbar, and we're going to create the top profile for the spout. So what we'll do is we'll select our line, and having a look at the sketch on the top of page 79, what we're going to do is we're going to come out here to this side here and straight down to 6 o'clock. See, it'll be in line and back up here, so it goes from one circle to the other. Now that's automatically 55 since the center out is 55, so you needn't worry about it. Our next step is knock off our line command, and what we want to do is we want to get that little portion of the circle there. So what we'll do is we'll select this surface up here. We go Tools, Sketch Tools, and Convert Entities. And what it does is it converts the whole line of the edge around it. Now next job, once that's done, is trim entities, and the same thing again. What we'll do is the little grey line, trim away what we don't want, and all we want left is that profile down there, and you'll tick OK. Now it will be important down here. What you have to do is, our next job is exit the sketch, and what you'll have to do is go back into your kettle body where it says sketch 2, right click on it and show. Now the reason we want show is so that we can see the point down there for later on with lofting. So features then, lofted boss base, select our first profile which will be the point down there, you can see it, and our upper profile will be the triangle with the curved piece in it. So we'll take OK to that. Now we have our kettle moving along nicely. Our next step is we're going to shell out our whole kettle. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into shell. Now our thickness of our shell is going to be 1mm, and the surface we're going to shell is that surface up there. Now there's something slightly different here. Is what we're going to do is we're going to put in a multi-thickness shell. Now I'll show you what that'll be. Is if we have our normal shell here, what will happen is it'll shell everything out, including down here into the base, to be a thickness of 1mm. But if we put in a multi-thickness here of 30, what we can do is we can keep the 30 here by selecting the base. So click on this down here, type in 30, and then click on the bottom surface, and we'll tick OK. Now you can see, if you have, what we'll do is we'll hit F, and we'll get a section view, and you can see what's happened there. Now I'll go back here and I'll alter that kit or the shell. Go to cancel. So what I'll do here is edit the shell. So we'll change the multi-thickness here maybe down to 20, and you can see what the multi-thickness does. So you can see there what the multi-thickness does. So to edit that back is right click on the shell, edit feature, click on for the multi-thickness, and what we can do is we can put back into 30 and build it back up. Now we have a bit of renaming to do there. So what we'll do is the shell, we'll click on it, F2, shell to kettle. And for the loft, what we rename that is spout loft. So we'll click on it, F2, and spout loft. Now to knock back off our section up there, we can just unpress section view, and since we have that sketch from earlier on showing, what we can go back to up to kettle body, and we can hide the sketch there. So now we're ready to move along, and what we're going to do next is we're going to put the handle on. So we're going to look at the front plane and look normal to it. Now what we're going to do is create the sketch on the middle of page 80 there. So sketch, line, so it's going to be all off of the line toolbar. So we're just creating a rough profile of the sketch there, and don't forget to close your profile. And then what you have to do next is you have to smart dimension that. Up there will be 25. From here up to the top will be 20. From here to here will be a thickness of 10. Here will be a thickness of 10, and from here out it will be 45. So that's our profile done. Now what we're going to do with that sketch there is we're going to drag it out both sides and extrude in a mid-plane condition to a distance of 10. So features, extrude boss base, and we'll change it to 10, and we'll change it to a mid-plane. So you can see there with the 10 it's only coming out one side from the sketch. So if we go mid-plane, it's coming out half and half. So once that's done, we can tick OK. Now just need to zoom in here on the kettle, and you can see that there's a little gap between the kettle there. So what we'll do is we'll select that front face here, just rotate it till you can select some of the face there. Well, that's the kettle body. So we select that face, and we look normal to it. Now this time what we're going to do is we're going to put it on wireframe, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to sketch, and we shall draw that there. We shall select that face. We'll sketch on a rectangle in that surface there the whole way down. So what we've done now is we have a sketch, so we'll flick back up here to shade it with edges, and what we'll do is we'll go features, extruded boss base, and we'll tick up to surface, and the surface that we're going to choose is this surface up here, and if you look carefully in there you can see the slight little curve of it at either side going up to the kettle. So that's the handle put on and fully finished. Now our final step here is to put the buttons on the kettle. So what we'll do here is we'll rename these two features here. So we'll call the first one here handle sketch, or handle, extruded handle. So we'll click on it, F2, extruded, and the second one then we'll call that handle face extrusion. Now our next step here is to pick this face of the kettle here, and we're going to put on the on and off button, the switches. So we'll look normal to that, and we shall sketch on a rectangle. So sketch a rectangle down here, smart dimension it to a distance of 8 from the top. So what's the width of it there is 15. Distance from here up to here is 8. This edge here is 15 as well, and the width and the distance away from here to the edge of tangency is 12. So what you've done there is you've the sketch in for the button, so we're going to go to features, extruded boss base, and we'll extrude that coming out $6mm. So we'll extrude that out 6mm and we'll tick OK. Now what we'll rename that is we should rename that switch 1 extrusion. So I'll click on it, F2, switch 1 extrusion. Now what we'll do next is we'll look at this face here, and we'll cut away some of the switch there for 1 second. So we'll look at that there. We'll go to sketch, and what we'll do then is we'll go to sketch a line. So we'll join from one corner down here to the other. So we'll join from there to there and up to here and up to there. Then go features, extrude cut, and this time what we're going to do here is we're going to go through all, and you can see the way there is cutting that away, so you can tick OK once you're happy with it. And what we'll do is we'll call that switch surface, so we'll click on it, F2, switch surface. Now what we're going to do for the second switch is we'll select this surface here and we'll go extruded boss base, or we'll just have to, before that we'll have to look at it normal too. So we select the surface, normal to it, and we'll zoom in on it and we'll get our line command and we'll just join up the edges there to create the profile, and we'll just rotate that back around here a bit, and we'll go features, extruded boss base, and we'll extrude this over here 15 millimeters, but we won't merge them because we want a divide in between them, so we'll tick OK. And what we can do is we can call extrude 6, or the last extrude that you did, switch to extrusion. Now that has the bare bones of the kettle done. Now next job here is we have to edit the material, so we'll go up to here where it says material not specified. We'll right click on it and we'll choose polythene, high density polythene. So we'll come down here into plastics and we can have PE high density. Now don't worry about it if the colour is off. What you can do is you can tick OK to that. So you have high density polythene. Next job here is we'll change the colour of that, so you'll go to Jug Kettle just up here, right click on it, come down to appearance, and you can go to colour, and you can then choose the colour that you want. So we'll pick as kind of a light off yellow. Then that has our Jug Kettle nearly done. Finally we have to just change the colour of the switches. So what I want you to do is I want you to click on switch extrusion 1 and switch surface by holding down control. So what you do is click on one, hold down control on the other, and what you can do is then you can go to appearance and you can change the colour. So we'll change the colour of that to red. So switch extrusion 1, control, switch extrusion 2, appearance, colour, we pick red, we'll tick OK. Now then for switch extrusion 2 we go to feature, appearances, colour, and this time we'll pick green. Now might be causing a little bit of problems because what you can do is you can go in here, right click on the appearance, colour, and you can see here that you can change the colour. So you can remove any colour from it already, select it from over here, and then pick the colour that you want. So we'll pick green, and it should work there. Otherwise you can just right click on the face and go appearance, and you can pick the colour that way. Now the Jug Kettle up here, what you can do is you can maybe remove the colour by right clicking up on Jug Kettle, colour, and you can pick a Jug Kettle, now the slight problem with that was due to the fact that if we have a look inside in here in our density, in our polythene, high density polythene, it's down to the real view graphics. But if you change that back to standard, it will let you change the colour, whereas the standard it'll keep it in a grey colour. So that's the only little issue with that. So to change the colour again, Jug Kettle, right click, appearance and colour, and you can change it all. To do your switches is for the off switch is switch extrusion 1, click on that, hold down control, click switch surface to get the surface out, right click, appearance, colour, and you can pick red and just tick OK, and the same for the other side of the kettle. Now the last little change is it's asking us to change the length of the handle. Now what we can do to change the length of the handle is if we go back in here into extruded handle and press a little plus beside it. Now if we edit the sketch inside in that, so we'll come down to sketch there and we'll sketch just under it, edit sketch, and what we can do is we'll look normal to it. Now what we want to do is we want to change this 45 here, so double click on the 45 and then you can change it, very similar to in sketches, to 55. Just tick OK, and what you can do is just right click and then just right click in here, or just go back up to the traffic lights and it will rebuild it. So the little traffic lights are up there saying it will rebuild it. So now you can see the handle is slightly longer. Now the reason that we shell before we put on the handle is that we'd have a hole going through our handle, and I'll just show you what will happen there. So what we can do is if we just click our extruded handle here, just click on extruded handle and bring it up before shell, and face extrusion, just left click and just bring it up before the shell. What you can see now is you have a hollow handle. So if we get our section there, you can see you'll have that. So we didn't want that, so we shelled before we put on the handle. So you can cancel your section view, and just to change that around, it's just left click and you can pull the features just below each other. And then when I go for my section, you can see I have a solid handle now. So that's only by just left clicking and moving different things in different orders in front of each other. And finally, save your object, and that's it.